What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AT back with another episode of the AT6. If you're catching this on Spotify, this is the AT6 Live. So welcome to this episode. This is the match review for the FA Cup fixture between Arsenal and Newcastle, in which Arsenal beat Newcastle 2-0 after extra time. So we're going to be looking at the main talking points, the goals in itself. We're going to talk about it, and we're just going to look at, how I feel about it and analyze the game in itself. Before we get started, make sure you guys follow the Instagram, the Twitch, and the Twitter at the AT6 official. Make sure you guys follow my personal Instagram at the realabel99, and also make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is the AT6. All the links are in the description below, so make sure you guys follow that right now, and let's get started. But yeah, looking at the game, listen, going into it, I knew we couldn't take it for granted. At the end of the day, the FA Cup is still a trophy that, Arsenal should be looking at winning, because at the end of the day, in case things go sideways and we do not qualify for any European competition, this is a one way to qualify directly like we did last season. And for a club like Arsenal, yes, Europa League is not good enough. However, not having any Europe competition is even worse, especially from financial aspect of it. So, we have to look at, progressing. And the way Arteta actually approached this, I actually like it, because he picked a really good starting 11. He put, his, one of his strongest teams. And, throughout the years, we've seen, managers disrespecting this competition, especially in the first few rounds. You're tinkering a bit, you're putting young players in, or, second string players in, and then it might end up costing you a chance at winning a trophy. And we've actually seen it with, Wenger did it a few years ago when we faced Nottingham Forest away, and, he didn't take the game seriously enough. We didn't have anyone on the bench, and we ended up losing convincingly. So, yeah, it's good to take these kind of competitions seriously. At the end of the day, a trophy is a trophy, and the more you win in these competitions, the more you could take your form from here and then apply it to the domestic competitions, like, the Premier League and even in the Europa League. So I was happy with the way Arteta approached this game. Before we actually look at the game, one of the main talking points actually happened before the game, which was Gabriel Martinelli's injury during warm-up, and I do wish him a speedy recovery, and not just for footballing reasons, because at the end of the day, yes, we need him, and he's one of the players that makes a difference for our team, and he's made so much, he's brought so much positivity to this team since he came back from his long-term injury. But on a personal aspect too, these kind of injuries they will cost you, everything you worked for. We've seen it with great players, with Kaká, Ronaldo, R9. We've seen it. These kind of injuries, when you get injured consistently, it costs you a career. And I just hope, I just wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully, it's not as serious as it seemed. Arteta came up today and said that it doesn't look as bad, so they're just waiting for results. Hopefully, he could get a rest, maybe out for a game or two, and then just take it easy, because it's a lot of pressure that he has, not just him, even the young players, the rest of the young players, where they're expected to make a difference in this team. And he just came back from an injury, so to have that kind of pressure on him, and then now to get injured like this, I'm sure it's weighing him down. I hope, he's feeling good. Speedy recovery to Gabby Martinelli. My prayers are with you. But the game in itself, it was a roller coaster of emotions, because I look at the first half where we started brightly, we were going at them, and then it was a duel. So we had the upper hand in the first half, even though we didn't have a significant chance, to seal the game in itself. We had a few chances where I thought we should have scored, and we actually could have taken the game. Like, if we scored during those moments, we would have had the game in the bag, but we didn't. And listen, Newcastle going into this game, if they went into halftime still without conceding a goal, that was their game plan at the end of the day. And the way they set up, it was so difficult for us to break them down. And in the first half, that's what we've seen. And listen, during you guys seen the vlog highlights. If you haven't, go back and watch it. Like, we had a few chances where, we weren't clinical. Like, we got into the box in the first half a few times, and players were making the wrong decisions, or they were losing their heads in the final third. You're thinking to yourself, oh, this might be the day we actually lose, and then, our confidence is going to start dropping, but that didn't happen, thankfully. In the first half, Nelson had a shot, Pepe, Willian, we'll get to that. All three of these guys, they had a chance to, grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and they had opportunities to do that, but they didn't make it count. Getting into, for example, the Willian chance, Aubameyang had a chance. He volleys it with his outside foot, and then Dubravka just punches it out and then lands perfectly for a Willian. He could take one touch, shoots it calmly. You have to get it on target, and for a player that supposedly has a lot of Premier League experience, the way he just shanked that and sent it to Rose Z, and the way he was so close to the box, it was unacceptable. And these are the kind of things we're talking about. That's why we don't miss players like him, because you're looking at it and then you're saying, what the hell do you offer to this team? Because look at Saka, he's playing out of position on the right wing where Willian plays and Pepe plays, and he's making so much difference, and he's playing out of position. Yet these older players, they're not trying to make a difference. You don't see, they're not trying to take the game by its neck and, go for it. They're not doing that. So in the first half, we weren't clinical enough to, put the game in bed early. And then second half came in, arguably Newcastle should have won it, because they had the best chances in this game. Andy Carroll had two great chances where he should have put the game to bed. The first one was during, I think, the 56th minute, where, a ball from a free kick. Actually, it was poor defending from David Luiz. The way he cleared it, it was so bad. And then the ball came into the box. And Carroll, listen, any other day he would have put that away. But for some reason, that's yesterday, he just put it wide. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just thinking, okay, we got fortunate that he missed that. But if he gets the next opportunity, he's going to put it on target. So we have to be careful. And for most parts, we dealt with it. However, towards the end of the game, the end of regulation time, he almost won it again. And this time it was Leno who made the save. Which, by the way, I don't want to hear anyone talking of slander about Leno. Yes, he makes your odd mistakes. But at the end of the day, listen, without him, there were so many games where we should have lost. And I'm seeing people, always talking about Emi Martinez, this. We're done with that. He's gone. Leno's our main keeper. And the way he's been doing really well this season. He just needs the respect that he deserves. Yeah, so he kept us in the game. And actually, we went to extra time. We didn't deserve that. If it wasn't for Leno, we would have lost that game. And Carroll, he was right in front of Leno. He put it on target. There was nothing he could have done more, but Leno somehow saved it, and big ups to Leno for that. But moving to extra time, listen, at the end of the day, even in the second half, Arteta made the substitutions, and I do think he should have made them a lot earlier. However, listen, at the end of the day, when you win, you tend to overlook these things. What time he made the subs and whatnot. My main priority is winning. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if we win, I don't care how we win it, as long as we win. And especially in the playoff games like these, where it's just you win, you advance, you lose, you go home kind of games. Like, I don't care how we won it. We advanced off to Thursday to Crystal Palace, against Crystal Palace. That's what I'm looking at. But the substitution that Arteta made, Smith Rowe, you have to look at Saka, Lacazette, Xhaka. I have to raise my hand up right here and be like, yo, listen, I have to give Xhaka his praise, because I've been on him this season. Only reason because the way he was running up his mouth last year, and the way he turned it around until the end of the season. We won a trophy, and he played a big part in Arteta's system. But then this year, he came back to his bullshit again. You know what I mean? Classic Granite. The way he just runs up his mouth on social media, the way he talks against the fans. You know what I mean? Listen, at the end of the day, listen, if fans are abusing you, I'm not for when fans go after you and your family and stuff like that. That's not me. But at the end of the day, as a footballer, you have to accept that you will get criticized when you play like shit. And that's what he's been doing. He's been playing like shit, and fans have been on him, and then he keeps running up his mouth. But I have to raise my hand and say he's been playing well recently. And against Newcastle, listen, it was great to see what he put on the table at the end of the day. You know what I mean? As much as I love Joe Willock, it wasn't a game for him because Joe Willock is a very different type of player where he likes to get the ball, drive, and then he likes to do things individually. He doesn't look for the incisive pass. He doesn't look for, you know what I mean? He wants to do things individually. He's more like carry the ball and run. We don't need players like that. You know what I mean? Because of the players we have around the midfield, you need to know how to play the passes. You need to know how to play those incisive passes through balls. And Xhaka came in, and listen, the second goal, it was created by him. You know what I mean? He saw Tierney's run, cut it to him. Tierney went inside, put the ball in the box for Oba, and Oba got the second goal. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for. If you do this consistently, then no one is going to be on your back. We'll be happy campers as fans. You know? But yeah, so the substitutions made a huge difference. For me, listen, Smith Rowe, man of the moment. Him, Saka, Lacazette, these three have changed the squad to a point you're looking at. You're like, oh, damn. Like, you know, we can actually do something. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, don't look at the fact that we're 11th in the table right now in the Premier League, but we're only a few points off from the top half. So the way these three are playing it's like very important to how we're going to finish the season. And I'm very happy with the way these three are playing. Like I said, Saka, Smith Rowe, Lacazette, special mention to Martinelli, even though he didn't play this game, but it was him, once he came back from injury, that's when we started seeing the difference in this team, the kind of positivity he brought into this team. So big up to him. But looking into that extra time, the 30 minutes, again, you're looking at yourself, you're like, okay, then if we go to penalties, then you know your head might go down because you think you should have won it, then you're going to lose your head, then you're going to lose it on penalties. But that's not what happened. And the substitutions made a huge difference. And the link-up play between Lacazette, Smith Rowe, and Saka is top level right now. Like the way they're just reading each other's mind, they know where the other person is going to be. And the way Lacazette put through Smith Rowe by just, you know, with a header, you know what I mean? Like, we tend to overlook these things, but the way the ball was played out, I was really happy to see that. And Smith Rowe, what a finish. What a finish. And the way he came back in that game, because I thought he was going to get sent off because he saw the red card, VAR disallowed it, and then in extra time, he got the goal, you know, that was crucial for us. He got the first goal that meant, yeah, we were going to go on and win this game. And I'm very grateful to have a guy like him who's bringing like the passion, the desire, his ability, because he leaves it all out. He's not your typical, like, you know, there are some players that are just passion merchants and running merchants. That's not Smith Rowe. He has the skill and the grit. So the fact that he's putting that, you have Saka and these guys and Lacazette, the way they've been linking up, it's very good to see. And the way he finished that ball, listen, bottom corner, boom, 1-0 to Arsenal. And then after that, it was just a case of let's see it out. You know what I mean? Only a few minutes left. Let's see out this game. We're done, you know. And that ball, like I said, the second goal came from Aubameyang. It was a beautiful play between Xhaka, Tierney, and Oba, all linking up. Again, Xhaka, one of the substitutions, he made the difference in this game. So I'm very grateful for that 2-0 victory. And listen, now we move forward. We keep building on these wins. I said this from time ago. Any team that's capable of putting 4 or 5 wins back to back is capable of finishing, you know, anywhere in the table. That's what this league is lacking. Every single team, especially in the big six, every team is lacking that consistency where you're not winning 5-6 games in a row, but like you're winning 2-3, then you're drawing or losing. But listen, if Arsenal keep going like this, we can finish in respectable places. But for now, we have to approach each game one game at a time, must win. That's how we have to approach it. And I'm very happy with the way, we're getting results, because we're getting different kinds of wins now. The Chelsea game was so different. It was a good performance. Then against Brighton, it was a difficult performance, but we ended up grinding a 1-0 win. Then against West Brom, we battered them, outplayed them. So very different all throughout. And then now, again, different kind of victory against Newcastle. That's what we're doing. Under any circumstances, just grab the win. That's what we're doing. And these kind of performances from players I'm very happy to see that. What I want to see now for Crystal Palace is, again, Palace, we need to get that win. It's at home. They're a team that are below us at the end of the day, but they're always our bogey team. Remember, a few years ago, they're the ones that cost us our top 4 finish, them and Brighton, those two, we dealt with Brighton about a week ago. Now we deal with Palace. And we have to look at Eze, we have to look at Zaha. Like, they have really good players that are good on the counter-attack, that could cause trouble. And you have to look out for Zaha, he's a diving piece of shit and will make any contact look convincing. So we have to keep an eye on him. And I've seen the comments he was coming up with about him being linked with Arsenal. We'll touch up on that in the next video. But listen, our next game is against Palace. Then I think we're facing Newcastle again, but this time in the Premier League. Then we have Southampton. Then we got Manchester United. So we have 3 home games out of 4. Out of those games, I won 3 wins. I want to win against Palace. I want a win against Newcastle, and I want to win against Southampton. If we win those 3 and we draw against Man United, let's just say for argument's sake, we just, get a simple draw. That's a good way to proceed into the season, especially going into March and February. Like, these are the difficult months that are coming in. So just grab the points, grind them, and then, move on. But that's what I think. As opposed to the players I want to see for the Palace game, I will be doing a preview of that, so we'll be talking about more on that soon. But yeah, that was my match review of the Newcastle game. Like I said, it was a very different performance. We weren't clinical enough in the first, in the 90 minutes overall. But during extra time, individual brilliance, again, got us over the line. And I'm very happy with that. So yeah, make sure you guys leave your comments on what you thought about the game. Who was your man of the match? For me, my man of the match, it has to be Emil Smith-Rowe. I got to give him that man of the match. He's my MVP. So leave your comments. Who was your man of the match? Talk about the result, and we'll move on. And I'll be doing the match preview very soon. Thank you for joining. Make sure you guys follow all the social accounts. The links are in the description below. Follow that. Until next time, peace out, and come on, you Gunners.